types of pressure. So basically we will be studying atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure. As we all know, pressure is nothing but force, normal force per unit area. But there are various types of pressure. So one diagram that I am drawing here, you always have to remember to get the point regarding what is pressure and what are the relation between these four types of pressure. Now let's say this line is absolute zero pressure. And this line is atmospheric pressure. Now first of all, you have to understand that what is atmospheric pressure. The earth, it is surrounded by air, mass of air that we call atmosphere. Now that atmosphere exerts some pressure on the surface of the earth. So atmospheric pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the atmosphere on the surface of the earth is called atmospheric pressure. Then what is absolute zero pressure? Absolute zero pressure is where the pressure is absolutely zero. The value of the pressure is zero. Both these lines, they can be treated as datum lines or reference lines. Whenever we measure something, we always measure it with respect to some kind of reference. Like suppose I measure my height and I am standing on the first floor of a building. So if I take the sole of my feet as reference, then my height will be something like 5'6" or 5'7". But if I will take the ground floor as reference, then my height will become 15.7 or something like that. It depends on the measurement or the value of the quantity, depends on the reference line that we are taking. So here in this case, we are taking two pressure lines. Reference line. One is atmospheric pressure, another one is absolute pressure. Now suppose we will measure pressure at these 2 points. Point number 1 and this is your point number 2. So these two lines represents absolute pressure. I am representing as PABS, absolute pressure. This line represents gauge pressure, P gauge. And this line represents P vacuum. So see, whatever measurement we are taking, by assuming that the absolute zero pressure is the reference line, that is absolute pressure. But the pressure which we are measuring by taking atmospheric pressure as reference line is called gauge pressure. This gauge pressure can be calculated or can be measured by using various pressure measuring instruments like barometer, manometer, all these things. The pressure below atmospheric pressure is called vacuum pressure. Now what is the relation between all these pressures? Let us see. As you can see, this is P gauge and this is P absolute. So we can say that P absolute is equal to P atm. P atm means atmospheric pressure plus P gauge. As you can see here, P absolute is equal to this much is your P atmospheric pressure, and this is your gauge pressure. So we can say P absolute is equal to P atmospheric plus P gauge. Another relation we can find out for this, for P vacuum, we can say P atmospheric is equal to P absolute plus P vac. As you can see, from here to here it is P atmospheric. So how much this will be? P atmospheric, P absolute plus P vacuum. This will give you the P atmospheric. Otherwise you can also write that P ABS is equal to P atm minus P vacuum. So here absolute pressure will be equal to atmospheric pressure minus vacuum pressure. So you will get this value of P absolute. So this is all about the various types of pressure and the relation between them. Now we will discuss about manometers. Manometers comes under the category of devices which are used for measurement of pressure, and manometers are generally of two types. Number one, simple manometers, and number two, differential manometers. Let us first understand what is manometer. Manometer is a pressure measuring instrument or device which measures pressure by balancing the fluid column by the same or any other fluid column. So in case of manometers, like I said, there are two types, simple manometer and differential manometer. Simple manometers are again divided into three types: piezometer, number two, U-tube manometer, and number three, single column manometer. Differential manometers are of two types. Number one, differential U-tube manometer, and inverted U-tube manometer. Now both simple and differential manometers are manometers, but they are little bit different. So what is the basic differences? In case of simple manometers, one end of the manometer is always open to the atmosphere. One end is connected to the pipe or channel where pressure is to be measured, and the other end is always open to the atmosphere. But in case of differential manometer, both the ends are connected to two different pipes of the same pipe. It can be two different pipes in which two different kind of liquids are flowing, or it can be one pipe where only one kind of liquid is flowing. Another difference is, in case of simple manometer, you can measure the pressure, the amount or quantity or value of pressure that is existing in the pipe. But in case of differential manometer, you cannot calculate the pressure. You can calculate the difference of pressure. What is the difference of pressure between two points in a pipe, in a same pipe, or in two different pipes? So first of all, let us discuss piezometer, which is considered as the simplest form of manometer. In case of piezometer, it looks like this. Suppose this is your pipe. Some kind of fluid is here. Let's say density of the fluid is rho. Density is rho. We are measuring pressure at this point, let's say A. Now, let fluid has risen to this height in the piezometer tube. Piezometer is nothing but a glass tube bent at 90 degree and whose one end is connected to the point where pressure is to be measured and the other end remains open to the atmosphere. Open to atmosphere. Now let this height from this, the level of liquid in the piezometer, and the central line of the pipe from where we are measuring the pressure, let's say this height is H. Then the pressure PA will be equal to rho into G into H, where rho is the density of the fluid flowing in the pipe. G is your acceleration due to gravity, whose value is 9.81, and H is this height. So this is how we measure pressure using piezometer. Next we will discuss U-tube manometer first. So now, in case of a U-tube manometer, let us calculate for gauge pressure. Let's say this is one pipe where fluid is flowing of density rho, and we'll have to measure the pressure at this point A. Now first of all, we will join a U-tube manometer here. Now when this pipe is not joined here, then there will be a mercury level. U-tube manometer, here we balance the fluid column using mercury, which is already present there in the U-tube manometer. So first of all, left limb, this is called the left limb of the manometer and this is the right limb of the manometer. So first of all, the mercury level in both these limbs will be same when the manometer is not attached to the pipe. But when we attach it to point A, then its pressure will exert some pressure on this liquid column on the left side, and because of that this will go down and this will go up. So I am not doing the down thing, but let's assume that this is going up. It has gone a little bit down and this is going up. So this is what we get after we have connected the U-tube with the pipe. Now let's draw the datum. This is our datum line. Now always try to remember that this datum line XX must be drawn at the point where the pressure or where the level of the mercury is minimum. As we can see in the left limb, the level of mercury is below than what it is in the right limb. So we will draw the datum adjacent, or it will be on the level of mercury in the left limb, at the same level in which the mercury is in the left limb. So this is your datum. Then let's say this height is h1, the height from the center of the pipe to the datum xx in the left limb, and let's say this height is your h2. So how can we calculate the pressure at A? So as you can see, U-tube manometer is nothing but it consists of a glass tube. This one is a glass tube which is bent in U shape, and one end is connected to the point where we have to measure the pressure, and the other end will remain open to the atmosphere. So for calculation part, let us consider left limb and right limb. The pressure in the left limb will be equal to pressure in the right limb. Left limb. So pressure in the left limb is equal to how much? PA, the pressure here, and due to this column, it will be, let the density of the liquid in the fluid is rho, and the density of mercury is, let's say, rho Hg. So pressure in the left limb will be equal to PA plus pressure due to this column of liquid, that will be equal to rho G H1. Then there is no more pressure in the left limb, so we will move on to the right limb. This must be equal to the pressure in the right limb, that will be equal to rho Hg G H2. Now for calculating PA, we can simply write PA is equal to rho Hg GH2 minus rho G H1. So this implies PA is equal to G will come out common, rho Hg H2 minus rho H1. This is the pressure. This is how you can calculate pressure in a simple U-tube manometer. So now we will study about how to measure pressure using U-tube manometer in case of vacuum pressure. Again, let's say there is a pipe, but in this pipe there is a vacuum pressure. See, in case of vacuum pressure, vacuum always create a suction effect. So earlier in case of gauge pressure, we observed that the mercury is rising in the right limb, but here the mercury will be rising in the left limb. Why? Because of vacuum pressure, there will be a suction force which will make the mercury rise in the left limb. And since mercury is rising in the left limb, so the lower level will be in the right limb. That is why datum we have drawn according to the level of mercury in the right limb. Earlier we were doing it in the left limb, but now since it is vacuum pressure, so we are doing it in the right lane. Now let's say this height is h1 and this height is your h2. Now suppose the pressure here is PA. Now we will do the equation part. In the left lane the pressure is PA plus, because of this column there will be a pressure of rho G H1. Let's say density of the fluid here is rho and the density of mercury is rho Hg. Then for this column of H2 we will have to write here plus rho Hg G H2 is equal to 0. So basically PA will be equal to minus of rho G H1 plus rho Hg G H2. So you can take minus common, minus G we can take common, rho H1 minus, plus rho Hg H2. As you can see, this is written minus, so value of vacuum pressure will always be negative. Since the pressure has an effect of suction, gauge pressure is always considered as positive, and vacuum pressure, the value which you will get for vacuum pressure will always be negative. So this is all we will discuss for today.